Hello. I am the Tin Soldier Guy, and today I'm going to make a video on how to use Warlord Games Black Powder rules mixed order formation. Now, Black Powder is a system of games of rules for playing playing war games in the time of gunpowder, American Revolution, Civil War, War to Spanish Succession, any of those, French Revolution, any of those former gunpowder rules that you can use. Oh, Napoleonics, they're another one. There are two very good channels on how to play Black Powder with their rules. One of them is by Mr. Everything's Wargaming and Miniature channel, and the other is Unclecthulu's channel. I'll put links to those both in the description, and you can learn. They have a series of videos on how to play Black Powder. But today I'm going to discuss a particular advanced rule that I think no one's made a video on yet, and I wanted to discuss it. So, what is a mixed order? Well, mixed orders came about in the 17th century when units would set out a group of skirmishers in the front of them before they're in front of their main bodies to kind of soften up the enemy or to defend the main body from being attacked. So in this case here, a mixed order can only be formed from a line formation or an assault column. Now, what I have here is a unit in line, 5 stands, and you take a third of them, and if they're in line, you take them off of each flank, and you bring them up to 6 inches to the front. You can bring them up to 6 inches to the front, and no more than 2 inches from each other. And that's how you keep them close together. This is from a line formation. Now, if I were in an attack column, where I'm going to charge an enemy, I would take the 2 stands from the rear. Could be these two, or it could be these two. Makes no difference. But I'll take the 2 off. Again, 6 inches to the front, 2 inches from each other. Move this guy over here to straighten him out a little bit. And there you go. Now, many players play Black Powder with a rule of 1 stand per stamina point, and most infantry units have 3 stamina points, so 3 stands. In this case, I have the line here again. Now, if I pull off my skirmishers, again a third, that's 1 stand. I can take it either from the right or the left, move it 6 inches to the front, maybe shift this over a little bit to cover the space where they fell out, and they're 6 inches to the front. So that's it there. Now, my line here, what if it were an attack column? How would I know the difference? Well, one way I can show the difference is to bend the unit into a slight V so that it shows that it is an assault column. Or you can do what I did and just come up with your own type of marker that distinguishes an assault column. Like I have this one here and that there. But this is probably the simplest way. That little V indicates that it is an assault column and that the front is kind of charging a little faster than the 2 sides. Gives you that impression. So that's one way of doing it. So, attacking with a mixed order. So if I'm going to attack in mixed order, the fire only comes from the skirmishers. These guys are sitting back. They're not engaged in any combat. But these guys get to roll 1 dice to shoot. And they can shoot at them. And they can shoot in any direction. So if this guy's right here, they can shoot at him. Or even behind him for that matter. They could shoot at him. So long as they have the range. Skirmishers do not have a flank. So therefore, they don't have quarters, so they can shoot in any direction. Makes no difference. So that's it, to get one die. Now, a strategy you can do is, as you're moving up towards your enemy, you can get close, and when you're close enough, bring back your skirmishers, and then you can fire at close range, which is a strategy to using mixed formation. Now, what about, or charging if you want to do that? Okay. Now, what about attacking a mixed formation? So if you want to attack a mixed formation, if you're attacking with the front by shooting at them, you're going to suffer a -1 penalty when you shoot at this unit. Casualties are still assessed on the whole unit, so it goes, if they do get lucky and shoot, do score a hit, the casualty is assessed on the main body, but they do suffer a -1 penalty in shooting when shooting at the front of a unit. One exception, artillery. An artillery unit can fire straight through the skirmishers to the main body. They have to measure to the main body for their range, not up to the skirmishers. And they fire up to, and they just ignore the skirmishers. No -1 penalty or anything. They just ignore them. Now, also, it is possible to flank a mixed order unit. You can get onto the sides, and if you get into the flank, to the quarter, side quarter, you can ignore the -1 penalty, or from the rear, you also ignore the -1 penalty. You can avoid that by flanking or getting behind the unit in mixed order. Another rule, charging mixed ordered units. You want to be very specific on how you want to frame your charge order. If you just order a charge order, charge, the third New York or whatever, you order a charge on them. Well then, if you didn't pre-measure, let's say it takes you 12 inches to get to the main body, but you've only measured up to the skirmishers, you're going to stop at the end of your movement. When you charge, the skirmishers fall back into the main body. There's no contact there. And then you're stuck in front of the enemy without contacting them. So you want to be sure that if you're going to charge a mixed formation unit, that your units can make it all the way 12, if that's 12 inches, you're going to make it all the way up to the main body. So if you order this charge, the skirmishers go back into line, they get up there, may take some closing fire, and if they survive the closing fire, they'll get up here. Okay, and make contact in then there'll be melee. That said, it is possible, it is allowable to give an order just to charge the skirmishers. You can say, we're going to push those skirmishers out of the way. You can order to charge. They go back into formation. You go right up there. And why would you want to do that? Well, let's say you're going to have the opportunity to fire next. And if you do that, you push the skirmishers out of the way, and you're not going to have that -1 penalty anymore. So that might be a reason why you would want to charge the skirmishers back into their formation, back into the main body. So this is how I cover mixed order. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you find it helpful. If you do, please leave a comment below and let me know. And bye for now.